Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And I want to thank the witnesses for being here today. I just want to make it clear, I am absolutely horrified by political violence in this country. And Senator Schmidt, today, just now, but at a hearing last week, or last month, you said, quote, political violence is always wrong, period, full stop. It doesn't matter which side, in the name of any ideology or cause, it's wrong. And Senator Schmidt, I agree with you. It is wrong, and all of us must condemn every act of violence that tears at the fabric of our society and is absolutely, totally corrosive to our democracy. And I think us as elected officials on both sides of the aisle, we have a significant duty to engage and disagree, but with respect, unmotivated by hate. Our rhetoric matters, and we can reflect our commitment to representing our constituents aggressively, assertively, but without the kind of hatred that foments bad behavior. And political violence touches all Americans regardless of their political affiliation. You know, I got involved in politics when I was involved in the civil rights movement. And two of the people that I most admired in politics, Martin Luther King and Bobby Kennedy, were both assassinated. And I unequivocally condemn Mr. Kirk's assassination, unequivocally. I know, Mr. Knowles, you're very, very close to him. I know Senator Schmidt was very, very close to him. And I know millions of Americans were inspired by him. I condemn that. Let me be clear. I condemn that killing. I was also, just want to say this, the stakes are really too high for the American people and the health of our democracy to use this hearing as an opportunity to demonize one side or the other. If all political violence is wrong, is evil, is corrosive, the debate about where there's more on one side or the other, I don't see how that helps us get anywhere. Politicizing violence with inflammatory rhetoric has real consequences. So all of us have to turn that temperature down, those of us who are in public office, those of us who are in public life. You know, one of the things that happens when we have a reaction that's political and demonize it as being one side or the other is there can be governmental action that then starts suppressing the rights of all of our citizens, whether on the right or on the left. And we've got that history in our country. The Alien and Sedition Acts made it illegal to criticize the government under the guise of national security. My predecessor, Matthew Lyon, Vermont congressman in 1797, went to jail because he criticized President Adams. That was wrong. He ran for re-election, and Vermonters responded by re-electing him from jail, standing up for his free speech rights. In the 20s, we saw the Palmer raids, and what happened there with illegal searches and seizures without arrests and without warrants, and other constitutional attacks on the rights of the organized labor and of everyday citizens, under the name of going after, quote, the far left. And of course, in the 50s, McCarthyism fueled a campaign of fear and prosecution against left-wing groups, and I put that in quotes, until the Supreme Court stepped in to ensure civil rights and civil liberties were guaranteed. You know, I was listening to Mr. Kirk, and I do believe what he did going on campuses to encourage dialogue was a good thing to do. That's what we should have, and there should be a civil reaction to that. But I'm worried that if we're just going to use the violence that we all abhor to get into an argument about whether it's more left or more right, we kind of lose the point that it's all to be condemned. So I'm willing to work with any and all of us to condemn political violence and renew our commitment to civility. And Mr. Chairman, he's not here, but I sent over to his office a resolution about civility that is just basic agreement to disagree, but not to use invective or hate at all in our discourse. So my view, we can't stop the discussion by having it focus on whether it's left or right wing, not to leave that unexamined, but it has to be wholly and completely condemned. And I look forward to hearing from our witnesses about your suggestions and how we as a country can do better. Are you going to go? And I yield to Senator Lee. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank each of you for being here.